All right. Well, we're going to take a few minutes today to just kind of settle into our practice and focus on some breathing. So find a nice, tall, comfortable seat. Close the eyes. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. If it feels good, you can add a couple neck rolls if you're feeling tight in the neck and shoulders. And then begin to find some stillness. And begin with your ujjayi breath in and out of the nose. Ujjayi, also known as victorious breath, filling up the belly, the ribs, the chest. And exhaling down the throat with a warming sensation. Take a few moments here just to connect with your breath and your body. And notice, how do you feel today? And with ujjayi breath, you should be able to hear your own breath in and out. Let's take another deep breath in and deep breath out. We'll move into some side stretching. So reach your left arm up and over for big side stretch. And you can try to look up and over your arm, rotating the rib cage towards the sky. And press your sit bones, your palm down into the ground as you stretch up and over. And continue with your ujjayi breath. And release that side. And switch sides, reaching opposite arm up and over. Creating some space in your rib cage, side body. And take a deep breath in. And return back to center. And release fingertips behind the back. Squeeze your shoulders, open the chest, and look up. Move your hands away from the low back. And take a few deep breaths here. Into the chest, into the heart. And reversing our technology posture, driving posture. Really opening through the chest. And then bring hands to the knees. And inhale, continue to look up and open the chest. And on the exhale, curl and tuck. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. Moving with your breath. Continue for about 10 more rounds. Inhale as you open, exhale as you curl. The last one here. And hold at the bottom, tucking the chin. Feel that stretch between your shoulders. And then slowly curl back up. Take a deep breath in. And deep breath out. Good. Let's move into tabletop. So you'll be on your hands and knees. And find that neutral spine. Draw the belly up and in. We'll extend the right leg back behind in a hover. Start by rolling the ankle out, crunch the toes. And then finish with a flexed right foot. And reach your left arm long, palm facing in. And keep pressing away from your mat. And take one more inhale. And exhale, release that side. And we'll switch sides. Extend your left leg back, roll out the ankle, crunch the toes. And we'll flex the left foot, reach the right arm forward, palm facing in. Get as active as you can through your limbs. It's really up to you how much work you're putting in here. It's a pretty simple pose. Now release this side and keep your hips right over your knees. We'll walk the hands forward for puppy pose. Stretching the upper back, shoulders, armpits. And take deep breaths. Maybe you can rest your forehead down on the mat. And if you can't quite reach, you can either let the head hang in the air, or you could always grab a block or something to rest your head on. Gives you a little more elevation. Now lift your head. We're gonna walk arms over to the right. Keep your hips high and just kind of stretch through that left side of the body. So you might even feel your hips move to the left as you stretch to the right. Again, feeling that space through the side body. And try to keep your shoulders square to the ground. Good. Come up and let's walk it over to the other side. So hands over to the left. Stretch your hips to the right. Breathing in and breathing out. Come back to center. And back in your tabletop, do a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, curl and press away. Inhale, open, exhale, curl. Move as slow as you need to. Getting some movement in all of the vertebrae. And then come back to a neutral spine and tuck your toes under. Move your hands up about a palm's length on your mat. And we'll go up to our downward facing dog. Lifting the hips, press your heels towards the ground. Bend one knee, keep the opposite leg straight. And then switch to the other side. And do that a few more times. Just pedaling the legs out. Good. Then start to press both heels down. Lift your sit bones high, chest back to the thighs. If your hamstrings feel really tight, give your knees a little bend. It's more important to have a long spine here than straight legs. And breathe into the back side of your body. Deep breaths in and out. And take one more inhale. And exhale, lower down to the knees. Take a child's pose, so knees wide, big toes touching. Send your hips back to the heels, reach your arms forward. And just let your hips sink back to the heels. You can feel your hip creases stretch, your low back, your belly. And then go ahead and look off to the right side, pressing your left temple down into your mat. And continue deep belly breaths, allowing our nervous system to reset. Feel that sense of calm and peace. Help relax the body, relax the mind. Look off to the left side and place your right temple down. Letting everything just ground down. And bring your head back to center and bring your knees in, and we'll step the right foot forward into a low lunge. I like back toes tucked under for a little more support. And you could also use blocks here if you have blocks at home for a little more space in your arms. So blocks will go on either side of the right foot, or just come up to your fingertips. So in this low lunge, I want you to lift and lower your back knee a couple times. On the inhale, you lift and extend the left leg straight, and then relax and lower it back down. Let's do two more. Good, and then keep your back knee down. Bring your hands up to your front thigh, and then up overhead. Finding a low lunge. Good. Continue to sink your hips forward as you reach the arms out and up. And then let's take a twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Deep breath as you reach the arms. Good. Swing the arms forward again, reach overhead. And then exhale, hands down to your blocks or to your mat. And then let's straighten the right leg for a half hamstring stretch. Right heel down, toes up. Turn the toes in and out. Bring your toes back to center and lean over the right leg. Lengthen through the spine. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then we're going to switch our legs out. So step that right foot back, left foot forward. Back toes are tucked under. Sink the hips, squeeze inner thighs. Feel your right quad, hip flexor. Begin to stretch. And then active through your arms. Start to lift the back knee and lower back down. Lift and squeeze, relax. And then keep your back knee down. Move hands up to your front thigh. Reach the arms up overhead for a low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, twist, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, arms back up overhead, reach. Maybe you can even look up. And then exhale, hands back down to the blocks or to your mat. And move your hips back as you straighten the left leg. Adjust your heel as needed. So you can keep your hips right over your back knee. And turn the toes in and out. Bring the toes back to center and fold forward over the left leg. This time, we're going to come up to standing. So plant your left foot and come up and step your right foot to meet it in a forward fold. Fold over your legs. Let your spine and head hang heavy. And add a little rock side to side. Releasing any stress and tension. Imagine that releasing the body now. As you come back to center, bring hands onto your legs and lengthen the spine halfway up. You can either go above or below the knees. And actively press your hands into your legs. And feel how that draws the shoulders down the back. So take a deep breath in and then exhale, fold over the legs again. Maybe you can grab your ankles this time. And a little bend in the knees brings you up to standing. And then bring your hands onto your hips and do a few standing pelvic tilts. So just feeling your pelvis like a bowl. You'll tuck and untuck the pelvis. And then bring your pelvis back to neutral, which just means that bowl is standing upright. It's not tilting too far forward or too far back. And keep your right hand on your right hip. We'll reach left arm up and stretch over to the right. And then as you stretch to the right, press into your right hip and move your hips over to the left, increasing the side stretch. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in, and release. Left hand on your left hip, reach right arm up and over, stretch it to the left. Press your hips over to the right without collapsing anywhere. You still want to feel nice and long through the spine, like you're lifting out of your pelvis. Release that side. Then bring fingertips up your low back. Feet are hip width distance. We'll do a little bend in the knees. And then pull those elbows back, open the chest for a standing back bend. And drop your tailbone down. You open through your heart. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. Good. From forward fold, bring your hands down to your mat or to your blocks. Start by moving your feet together, and then take a little step back with your right foot for pyramid pose. Right toes slightly turn out to the side, left toes stay facing forward. Fold over your left leg, squeezing both legs straight, grounding down through the feet. Left hip back, right hip forward. And breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. And lengthen your spine halfway up. Reach your left arm up and look to the left. Revolved pyramid pose. Inhale. Exhale, release the side. And then let's reach right arm up for an open twist. Try to keep your legs facing forward as you open through the chest. Release this side. Step forward. Switch your feet. So we'll step left foot back. Fold over the right leg. Right hip back, left hip forward. Squeeze at your kneecaps. Relax down the spine. Breathe into your right hamstring. Lengthen the spine halfway. Reach your right arm up for twists. Continue to pull your right hip towards the back of your mat. Release. Switching arms. Left arm up. Open twist. Stack the shoulders. Keep your left hip turned down. Release this side. Step forward and fold forward, relax. Bend in the knees. Slowly come up to standing. And take a deep breath in and out. Stand tall. Now let that head rush go away. Let the blood flow back down to your feet, to your legs. And then we'll move into chair pose. So inhale, reach your arms up, biceps by the ears. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips. And hold here. Get strong through the lower body and stay active through your arms. Pull the belly up and in to help keep that neutral spine. And exhale, airplane the arms back. Palms facing down. Open your chest. You can even look forward here. Stay in your chair. It's a good place to check back in with your breath. And then straighten the legs and fold forward, relax. Then halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Bring your hands either on the mat or on your blocks and move your feet together. A little bend in the knees. Then extend your right leg back behind you. In a hover, balancing through the left leg. Work on maintaining a flat back. Inner spiral the right thigh. Keep your right toes facing down. Then extend through your spine. Take a deep breath in and deep breath out. Good, release this side. And switch sides. Extend your left leg. Reach it back. Press the heel behind you. Keep the left toes facing down. Breathe. Ooh, nice job. Release that side. Now send your feet hip width distance apart to start. Get a little bend in the knees and step your right foot back, turn the heel down. And inhale, come up for warrior one. Bend into your left knee. Squeeze your right leg straight. Bring hands behind your back. Take a deep breath in and exhale, fold forward. Three more deep breaths. Press your left shoulder on the inside of the left knee. Then release the hands out in front of you And take one big step forward with your right foot back to that hip width distance apart. Find length in the spine. And then we'll step left foot back for the other side. Turn the heel down. Reach the arms up. Sink into your right knee. Extend your left leg straight. Hands behind the back. Open the chest. And bow forward, right shoulder inside the right knee. Good. Hands down, top of mat. Left foot steps forward to meet the right, that hip width distance. And lengthen the spine, flat back. And take a deep breath in. On the exhale, fold forward, relax. Bend the knees. Slowly come up to standing. Then pause at standing. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good. Now we're going to get reset here. If you need to grab a drink of water, now would be a good time to do that. And then we're going to move in to our figure 4 balance. So once you get situated on your mat, we're going to bring right ankle onto the left thigh and sit our hips back into a seat. You can have hands on your hips, or you can have hands resting on that right leg for a little bit of added pressure. Now feel that stretch in your right hip and glute as you balance through the left leg. Make sure your right foot is flexed to protect your knee joint. And you want the left knee to be over the left ankle. You don't want that knee to be too far forward. Slowly come up. Try to release that step by step. And then we'll switch sides. Left ankle on the right thigh. Sit back in chair. Figure 4. One side probably feels tighter than the other. Breathe. Really enjoy the challenge, the stretch, the balance. Good. Step by step. Come up, release that side. Good. All right, now let's do our tree pose. So left leg is our standing leg. Right foot will come up to the calf, inner thigh. You can reach down for the foot to help grab. Press the foot into the leg back into the foot. And feel your right hip stretch as you pull the right knee back. You can bring hands to heart center, or you can work on extending your branches, arms up. Bring your hands back down. And slowly, with control, release this side. And we'll switch sides. Right leg is standing leg. Left foot up. See if you can get it to the same spot on each side. Find some symmetry in the body. Press your left knee back to stretch your left hip. Maybe hands to heart. Anjali Mudra. Mudra is just a hand gesture. There's several different hand gestures in yoga. This one's the most common, just hands at heart. Or you can extend those branches again. And bring the hands back down. And slowly release through that left side. One deep breath in and out. Feel that balance created through your sides. And then we'll open up for warrior two. So step your right foot back and open up through your hips. Keep your left toes facing forward and press through the pinky toe side of your right foot. Bend into the left knee, squeeze your right leg straight and strong. You can even paint up your thighs just to get some activation through your muscles. And then extend the arms out. Take a few deep breaths here, holding, building strength in the lower body. Here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Straighten your front leg. Take a little step in with your back foot and we'll move into pyramid on the same side. So we'll stretch over this left leg, reaching the fingertips down the calf, and then come back up. Right hand could just go on the right hip if you'd like. And we want to feel the left inner thigh and the right side body stretching here. On the last one, we'll hold at the bottom. So you can stop at the calf or you can reach for one of those blocks if you have them. And then right arm can reach straight up from there. To challenge your balance, look up to your right thumb. Creating this perfect triangle in the body. Return to your breath. If it bothers the neck to look up, you can look forward or even down. Good to come back up to standing. Release your right hand back to the hip. Bend your left knee and pull yourself up. Good, let's step forward, top of the mat. Reset in Tadasana or mountain pose, just tall standing posture. And next exhale, step your left foot back and we'll move into warrior two on the other side. Bend your right knee, squeeze your left leg straight, paint the thighs again. And then reach the arms, gaze over the right fingertips. And sink in here. If you want this To be more challenging, go deeper in your poses. A lot of times it's harder to hold our poses longer than it is to flow quickly through them. And when we hold, we're building strength, stamina in our bodies, but also in our minds, what we can overcome and achieve. Nice job, relax. Bring that left foot in a couple inches, and we'll slide down the right leg. Feel the right inner thigh, left side body. Come back up. Left hand can stay on the left hip. Or just kind of massage that low back and glute area as you come up and down. Good. On your next one, hold the bottom either on your calf or you can reach for that block. Left arm high. Start looking up to the left thumb, and then you can adjust your gaze from there. If it doesn't feel good for your neck. Couple more breaths. Breathe into your body. Use the breath to help you lengthen out, to create space. Little bend in your right knee. Bring your left hand down to your hip. Pull yourself up to standing. But take a big step forward, back to your tall standing pose. Notice how you feel. And then let's open back out to the right side. If you have a block, you can bring it to the middle. Don't need one if you don't have it. All 10 toes are going to face that same direction. On the inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, fold forward over the legs. You can rest your head on the block if you'd like. Or just use your mat, your hands on your mat to help support you. 5 to 10 deep breaths here. So if there's any variations, side stretches, twists that you want to add in, you definitely can. Or you can just make this a little more restorative and just hold and breathe. When you're ready, bend into your knees. Slowly come back up to standing. And then we'll turn the heels in, the toes out. And bend both of the knees. Keep your chest up for horse pose. And then inhale, come back up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. We'll get 10 total. Good. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Now hold at the bottom and give me a little pulse up and down. Building those inner thighs, our root chakra, that's in our pelvis. 3, 2, And 1. Come all the way up to standing and step back to the top of your mat. Take a deep breath in and out. Good. And we'll move into Malasana squat. Move blocks out of the way if you need to. Heels are in, toes are out. My toes are off of my mat, but my heels are on my mat. So just a little bit wider than hip width distance. Bring your hands together at heart center. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, bend into your knees. Sink down into your squat. Press your elbows into your thighs back into your elbows. And breathe. Good. Here for 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hands either in front of you or behind you. Come down to a seat. Have your feet out in front. And let's just go ahead and lower down onto the back. Nice and slow. Gently hug your knees into the chest. And rock side to side across the back. Giving yourself a little self-massage. And just make sure you give your belly enough space to breathe. And you want your entire back to be supported on your mat. So you want to feel your tailbone down, your shoulders back. Good. Now come back to center, bring your feet down, and keep your knees bent. We'll bring arms down by the sides for bridge pose. So go back to your pelvic tilts, tucking and untucking the pelvis. And then start to turn those pelvic tilts into bridging. So you curl up the spine, lift the hips, with that long line from the top of your knees to your hips to your shoulders. And roll back down. And do that several times. Just imagine that you're massaging the spine up and down. Feeling the hamstrings, the glutes. Even your arm muscles as they press down to open your chest. And when you roll up and down the spine, you may feel some pops and some releases. So let's do 3 more, curling up. And back down. And then we're gonna work on some marching side to side. So bring your feet just a little bit closer. Lift your hips up about halfway in their bridge. Try to keep your hips level, Lift your right leg to tabletop, place it down. Left leg to tabletop, place it down. That's 2. We're going to go to 10. Side to side, building stability. Try not to rock with your hips. And keep everything nice and stable. And once you get 10, lift up into your high bridge. And then roll down. Nice job. Now let's roll off to our right side. And use your bottom arm as a pillow. Keep your feet together. And just lift and lower that top knee for clams. Working on our top adductor. Nothing else moves besides that left leg. And this feels pretty easy at first. So doing a few more reps can help you feel that work and activation in the inner thigh, the glute, and hip, kind of all working together for this motion. Let's do 5 more. But then keep your knees stacked on top of each other. And let's do our closed book to open book. You'll wrap hands around the head. Wrap your elbows. Keep your hips and knees stacked on top of each other. Open your book. Pull that left elbow back behind you as you open the chest towards the ceiling. But feel that beautiful stretch across the body into the left armpit and pec. And close back up. Do that a few times. If you need a gentler twist, just don't go back quite as far. Your body will tell you where that edge is and where you need to stop. On the last one, hold open. Take several deep breaths. And then close this side. Take a moment on your side. And then you can roll right over to your other side, or you can come up and switch like I am if you want to stay facing the same direction. Start by using your bottom arm as the pillow. And now the right knee will open up for clams. You can even bring right hand on the right hip to make sure you're not rolling open, but instead you're drawing the abs in and isolating that right leg to open and close. Extra little hold at the top will help you feel that work. Good. Let's do 5 more. Don't rush it. Nice job. All right, let's do our closed book to open book. Wrap your hands around your head. This time the right elbow pulls back. Open up to the ceiling. Feel that wonderful stretch into your right pec and armpit, chest. Close it back up. And do that a few more times. And on the last one, hold open. You're looking up to the ceiling. Stretching the elbows as far away from each other as you can. And then close and roll off to your side. And for Shavasana, you can either stay on your side here, or if you'd like to roll onto your back, you can do that as well. Maybe grabbing one of your blocks or a pillow to put under your head for a little elevation. If you're feeling any low back stuff going on today, you can keep your knees bent. But it's also perfectly fine to lay flat on your back if that's comfortable. Give yourself these last few minutes to fully relax. And again, let your breath guide you. The more connected you are with the breath, the more connected you are with your body, your mind, how you really feel, what's showing up for you. And take as long as you need on your back or on your side. If you need a longer Shavasana today, please do take it. But it is our time to at least close out our practice together. So whenever you're ready, you can come up to your seat. And thank yourself for practicing today, for coming on your mat, for just taking this time to connect mind and body. Namaste.